incredible is you can do this with your sidewalk. The flavor is so incredible. This is a taste test for anybody who doesn't think organic tastes any better. Go buy an apple from the grocery store and buy an organic apple. Taste the difference. Just bite into it and taste the difference. And the apples, the regular apples, set that apple somewhere. Take an organic apple and a regular apple that you get out of a regular grocery store. Take a bite out of it. Set them on the counter. Watch what happens. You'd be surprised. Oh, look, bee! Do you know how scarce the bees are becoming? We have lost 70% of our bees because of the pesticides, because of the chemicals in our environment. And do you know that if we lose the bees, humanity has 4 years before the plants no longer are able to reproduce, period. 4 years. And we've lost 70% of them already. That's why I just love that little bee. Thank you, bee. And there ought to be hundreds of bees. Right here, there ought to be hundreds of bees on these blossoms everywhere. There ought to be bees everywhere. And I'm so happy because we've seen one. One. Hi, baby. And it's a real honeybee. Look, there's another one. Yay. Hi, guys. I'm so happy to see you. Do you want a glass of iced tea with the freshest mint you could possibly have? To grow it in your own yard. I can't stop eating peas. This is a weed called lamb's quarter. This is what our grandparents, great-grandparents ate all the time. Called eating the wild weeds. These are edible. You can cook them. You can throw them in salad. It's completely edible. And it's a weed. It is good. And flowers mixed in with your garden are called companion planting. And the bugs, you plant certain flowers with certain vegetables, the bugs don't bother it. They eat the flowers instead of your vegetables. Parsley. Regular parsley. And what people don't realize is this is such a powerful little green that's normally just decoration on your plant or your plate. You go to a restaurant, you get parsley on your plate, eat it. It will help clean your blood. It has so many herbal properties, so many healing properties for your body that you can eat it, and it's as powerful as any medication you can buy. But you can eat all of it you want and it won't hurt you. Kale. This is kale. Frilly little thing. You can dry this and you can make like potato chips called kale chips. Here you go. There is much vitamin C, vitamin D as in a glass of milk. As much vitamin D, if not more, than a glass of milk. I mean, it's incredible. This green leafy thing is better for you than most other greens because it has more vitamins and minerals and stuff in it. And this kale is just so good for you. There are so many health benefits for kale. It's unbelievable. And this is the cool thing, is you don't have to pull the plant up. You just go out and harvest leaves. And if these were thinned out enough, these leaves would get huge. And you can dry them and put a little sea salt on them. And they make the best chips. They're way better than potato chips. Because you don't have to fry them. Just dry them. Dry them in your oven. This is how we fight. This is how we fight. We don't fight with guns. We fight with trowels and shovels. This is how we have to fight. We can't win with guns. Guns destroy. We have to create life. This is how we create life. We have to feed life. And this is how we do it. We garden. Or you find somebody that gardens. If you can't do it, okay, find somebody that can. Find what you love and do it. Because once you find what you truly love and you do that, then you come from a better place and you'll be in a better place. And you'll be in a better place to help somebody else learn to do what they love. And I think that's important for all of us. We've got to learn to do what we really love. Because we've always been taught that we had to work to make money. Well, it's not about money. This world is not about money. Money means nothing. This is what means everything. Without water, food, and air, we wouldn't have anything. Money can't buy those things, really, unless they're owned by a corporation. And that's the last thing we want, is corporations being in control of our food, water, and air. We don't want that, because if we have that, then somebody else is profiting off the raping of the earth. Period. That's how I feel. Hi, Bee. Go be happy. Well, and the thing of it is you don't have to like stand here and just eat and eat and eat. You get a handful of them. You eat them, and they're real nutrients. I mean, they're real nutrients that your body can use. Not like the processed food you find in the grocery store that have had all the nutrients either drained out of them or they never had them to begin with because of the pesticides. When you spray crops with pesticides, it does something like it blocks the plant's ability to uptake nutrients out of the soil. And so once they've sprayed it once with pesticides, it's killed all the good bacteria in the soil. And it goes in and it blocks the plant's ability to uptake whatever nutrients are left. And so by the time you get it in the grocery store, it really has no nutrients left. And that's one of the saddest things that people don't realize about the food they eat today, is it really is not that great for you. I have people tell me all the time, I don't like vegetables. Like, really? Here, let me find a vegetable. Now try this. Tell me you don't like it. Look at this. This is guerrilla gardening at its best. Broccoli. Growing. Peas. Growing. In a district that was known for more homeless people than anything. And look, we have a garden on the street. If you're hungry, you can come eat. And nobody's going to tell you no. This is what we need to do everywhere. What we need to do in our homes. This is what we need to do on the streets. And the city no longer has to maintain it. And it becomes a place where you can eat. And you can feed yourself. You can feed your neighbors. You can feed the kids down the street whose mom doesn't get up and fix them breakfast. They can come eat themselves. They can feed themselves. You're going to eat a lot of things out of your yard. You never know that they're edible and can sustain you. They're great greens, these beautiful flowers. And it's just a bounty that the earth gives us free of charge. And it shouldn't be up to somebody else to tell you what you can and can't eat. And it's really important that we look at what we can do to sustain ourselves and what we can do to sustain the earth. I think it's vital. And I don't see any other choice unless you want a government or a corporation to dictate to whether or not you can eat, what you can eat, what you can't eat, what you can drink, what you can't drink. And it could be to the point, at some point in the future, whether or not you can breathe. And that's what the future is looking like if we don't do something to stop it now. This is the right food, plants that the earth has given us, the food, beauty that the earth gives us every day is our right as human beings, because the earth literally is our mother, because we all come from the womb of the earth, and everything that gives us life comes from the womb of the earth. So it's our responsibility to take care of our mother. She'll take care of us. This is a way you can be a guerrilla gardener. Do a guerrilla garden in your sidewalk and share. Because if you can share with your neighbors, you get to know them. You become friends. You break bread with your neighbors, you become friends. Doesn't matter who they are. What a lot of people don't realize is that they can use their EBT cards to buy seeds, to buy plants. So you can take those seeds and those plants that you can buy with your food stamp card, and you can plant your own food. And then if you save the seeds, if you buy heirloom plants, you can save those seeds and replant year after year. So you can take those food stamps that you get right now, that the government's talking about cutting off or cutting way down on, plant your food forest now. And if you do it with heirlooms and you save your seeds every year, guess what? You're no longer depending on the government to feed you. You're feeding yourself. No pesticides. No herbicides. Grown in your sidewalk.